Hey, Topic Alliance Math and History, and we are going to be solving the quadratic formula when our a value is not equal to 1. So, here is the one that we're going to be solving today. 4x squared plus 8x plus 3 equals 0, where our a value is going to be 4, our b value is going to be 8, and our c value is going to equal 3. So instead of a being equal to 1 as an x squared, we have a equal to 4 as 4x squared. So remember, when we use the quadratic formula, the formula is x equals negative b positive negative the square root of b squared minus 4ac, divide that by 2a. So that is the formula. So all we gotta do is the variables that we already have, we now get to plug them in here. But before you start solving anything, if you're doing an assignment or a quiz or a test or whatever it is, it's always best to rewrite the formula so you can get stuck in your head and memorize it. So x equals negative b positive negative square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Now let's actually put the numbers into the formula. So we have x is going to be equal to, here's 8, so negative 8, plus or minus the square root of 8 squared minus 4 multiplied that by 4, multiply that by 3. Now we have to divide everything by 2 times 4, because 2a on the bottom of the quadratic formula. Now we actually get to solve it. We actually get to simplify and find out what our two x's is. So we have x equals negative 8 plus minus the square root of 8 squared is 64 minus negative 4 times 4 is negative 16 times 3 is 48. So minus 48. Divide everything. 2 times 4 is 8. We can actually simplify it again. So the square root, 64 minus 48, we're going to get the square root of 16. And the square root of 16, we can turn it into a 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. So now our new expression or equation is x equals negative 8 positive minus by 4, because we got rid of the square root. Divide that by 8. Since we have three numbers, a negative or positive b, a non-square root, and a divisor, we can now find out what our two x variables are. So we have negative 8 plus 4 is going to be a negative 4. Divide that by 8, and we have x equals negative 1 over 2, or negative 1/2. The other one, because we have another x variable, is x equals negative 8 minus 4 is negative 12. Divide that by 8, and we are going to get 3 over 2 as a fraction, because we can divide this to turn 6 over 4, and then 3 over 2. But instead of a positive, it's a negative 3 over 2. So these are the two x variables that could be inserted into our quadratic standard form to make it possible that it would be equal to 0. So when you are putting in a equals to something that's not equal to 1, the steps are still going to be the same thing. you would solve the quadratic formula and get your two x's the same way. And that is how we can solve them and figure them out using the quadratic formula when a is not equal to 1. I hope this video has helped you. Thank you for watching Top Life's Math Industry. Like and subscribe!